morning. You're joining me at King's House for the ceremony of investiture and presentation of National Honours and Awards for 2010. I am Faye Ellington. Well, we're gathered here. The Guard of Honour is in place, and several of the persons who will be receiving National Honours and Awards are seated here waiting on their very special moment. Parade ground, we have the 1st Battalion of the Jamaica Regiment, and the Guard Commander is Major Ricardo Blackwood. You would have seen his face quite a bit over that period in May when we had a national event in this country. The commanding officer of the 1st Battalion of the Jamaica Regiment is Lieutenant Colonel Jamie Ogilvie. And so we'll now look at the resplendence of the 1st Battalion of the Jamaica Regiment on the parade ground, providing the Guard of Honour this morning. And that was Mervyn Morris. Last year, the only person who received the Order of Merit, Professor Mervyn Eustace Morris.
The leader of the opposition, the most Honourable Portia Simpson Miller, Member of the Order of the Nation and Member of Parliament.
And so we have the Leader of the Opposition, the Most Honourable Portia Simpson Miller, making her way in this morning, looking resplendent. And she is arriving here on the lawns of King's House for the function, arriving from the western end of the grounds, making her way to the marquees that have been set up for the dignitaries, for the recipients, and also for well-wishers who've come out to support those persons who have honored their country through distinction, through hard work. And of course, you're looking at King's House in the background. In that downstairs section, well, yes, is the ballroom, and if we had had very bad weather, rain that is, we would have had to repair to the ballroom. I see a larger crowd this year?
Yes, I think we have a larger turnout than we had last year. I don't know if many of the awardees have many more guests, but there is quite a large turnout.
The Prime Minister will arrive
we
shortly.
have 136 outstanding Jamaicans who are being awarded this morning. Somebody asked earlier, where do they find more people to give awards to?
Given one of these awards. And there's another young lady who has championed the cause of, what is it now? I'm trying to remember the illness, but she also has been given an award.
Is that Maya Chung?
No, not the autism award. So we see the Leader of the Opposition having a little tete-a-tete there. We have our former Governor General, Lady Hall, and Sir Kenneth there sitting, talking, and she's listening, can learn from. And not only were they doing that, but the outgoing Chief of Defence Staff. Here we see now the Prime Minister of Jamaica, the Honourable Bruce Golding, and Mrs. Golding arriving. The new Chief of Defence Staff is standing to the right of Mr. Golding, and that's Major General, I'm looking at the commanding officer as well, that's Major General Anthony Anderson. His Anthony spelled without an H. This is Colonel Khan putting up the thumbs.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Prime Minister, the Honourable Orrit Bruce Golding, Member of Parliament, and Mrs. Golding.
And they're making their way now to the tented area for the dignitaries. Immediately behind the Major General, who is Anthony Anderson, is the commanding officer. Now we see the Prime Minister's standard being broken out, which is a term we use for the Prime Minister's flag, and the broken out as he arrives. And so we see he seems to be having a little conversation with the Chief of Defence Staff, Major General Anthony Anderson. Immediately behind the Major General is a commanding officer of the 1st Battalion, the Jamaica Regiment, that Lieutenant Colonel Jamie Ogilvie. And so he ascends the saluting days for general salute for the Prime Minister. General salute, so it's not the national anthem that is played at this time. The national anthem is played for the Governor General when he receives a royal salute. They are the Ricardo Blackwood. You should be proud of the men and women this morning. And now the Prime Minister is escorted to his seat, and we await the arrival of Lady Allen and Governor General Sir Patrick Allen.
Ladies and gentlemen, Her Excellency, the Most Honourable Lady Allen.
You know, with the orator for the occasion this morning, as usual for the last 3-4 years, is Erica Allen. So there we have Lady Allen and the Commissioner of Police, Owen Ellington. And she's chosen a light shade of blue, very cool, with a Balearia type jacket. And now she meets the Prime Minister. And the next announcement we'll be hearing will be that of the arrival of our Governor General, Sir Pat. I think it's going to get even warmer as we go through the morning maneuvers and procedures.
There are a few clouds, but they're quite a distance away, and we're very grateful for that this morning.
The 1st Battalion Jamaica Regiment is one of 3. There we have the clouds to which you made reference. But notice how still the trees are, making a backdrop. This could very well be a landscape picture because nothing and no one is moving. Could have been painted by Albert Huey or some such person. So as we prepare to proceed with this function this morning, and the Prime Minister's wife, Mrs. Golding, talks with Mrs. Simpson Miller, then I'm quite certain that those honorees who are gathered to the tent to my left are on. So we see ministers of government seated here and their spouses, and they are preparing for this event this morning that so many well-wishers have come out to see and participate in, and we're even having a little difficulty ensuring that people remain from in front of our cameras. To separate the performers, rather the honorees, there will be 3 performances coming from the performing arts organized by the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission. So Jazanne McLaughlin, she's now 9 years old, will also be bringing her talent to bear on the morning. That's Jazanne. That's a little miss speaking with her mother, who's also a performer, an actress. So there she is. When I met her about half an hour ago, she wasn't looking very bright, so I said, "What's up?" And her mommy said, she hadn't had breakfast yet. That's Jazanne McLaughlin. And so we prepare ourselves. Let me tell you something about these grounds of King's House. Look at these men with their SLRs and their bayonets are fixed, you know. I don't think they will use them improperly at all today. But this is just a group of people I'm just very proud of seeing, the members, the men and women of the Jamaica Defense Force. And these are hard-working Jamaicans. Many times we do not recognize the level of work that they put into what they do. We take a lot for granted. And today, as we think of we see the Chief Justice, Zayla McCalla, she's seated there along with Mr. Harper, who's been in the Consular Corps for many, many years and has worked as warden for Irving Hall at the University of the West Indies for, I think, I don't know why it feels like over see that I'm wearing a poppy when you looked on earlier, and there are other people who might be wearing their poppies. And it's the significance of Poppy Day. See, the Governor General is wearing his poppy as he arrives. We're going to ask you to make your contributions to Poppy Day and to the period, because it's from your contributions. The Governor General standard is now broken out that
His Excellency, the Most Honourable Sir Patrick Allen, Member of the Order of the Nation, Knight Grand Cross, Distinguished Mylan St. George, Member of the Order of Distinction in the rank of Commander, Governor General. He is escorted to the presentation platform by the Chief of Defence Staff.
He now makes the way on the green carpet, looking a very fit Governor General, and he walks every morning. Yes, very, very athletic, and has been for most of his life. A very, very health-conscious person. Now we prepare for the Royal Salute, the National Anthem.